Should I talk to a coach or to a psychologist if I was victim of narcissistic abuse? It depends. This is a question that I read very often, and I know you're puzzled. So there are psychologists who are specialized in narcissistic abuse recovery. They do a wonderful job. They know what they're doing. They know the effects of narcissism on the victims, and they can be of true, real help. On the other side, there are psychologists who, I'm sorry to say that, have never met a narcissist into their lives. So they studied eventually the narcissistic personality disorder as they studied all the other disorders of all clusters. But even though they know about the behaviors, the actions of narcissists, they don't really know the effects that it has on the victims. So the main problem with a generic psychologist is that the psychologist doesn't know what trauma bond is. I'm sorry. Maybe he knows what it is or she knows what it is in theory, but they don't know how your body, how your mind reacts to trauma bond. I can bring you two examples. Once I was speaking to a psychiatrist who told me, you obsess over the fact that he was a narcissist. You just broke your relationship. And I was like, what the hell? Personally, I had studied a lot about narcissism already back then. And I really thought that there is a problem. It's not the end of the love story. You get out of there completely destroyed. You end up with no dignity. The narcissist has destroyed your foundation. You don't know who you are. You don't know how to go back to your normal life. This is not the end of a normal love story. And the fact that a psychiatrist says that is very serious. Another time, a friend of mine was said, the narcissist, from a psychologist, the narcissist doesn't love you, but he can fall in love with somebody else. Like what? The problem here is that you're subject to secondary gaslighting by a mental professional. That's very serious. This incompetence coming from people you are expected to trust is extremely serious. You feel invalidated, you put yourself into discussion, you doubt of your own emotions, of your own feelings, of your own experience. This is not the way you heal. You even guilt shame yourself for having felt so much because they convince you that you are probably exaggerating, that it's not that much. While on the other side, coaches, even though they are not psychologists, they know exactly how this disorder works and the effects and the damage that it does on the brain, on the body of the victims. So be careful when it turns to choosing the right professional.